Right now.
Welcome, everyone. You guys, it is so great to be gathered via Zoom. How grateful are we for technology? And I just want to point out if you're happening to look at your camera and the faces, there's one guy who isn't always with us. Jason, want to give a little wave?
Hey,
We've got Jason Norton on. Jace, tell us your official title.
oh geez, what's my official title? Um, Part owner. Is that the one you're looking for?
You could just say, listen, I'm a big wig here on
No, yeah, so I you can call me Chief Revenue Officer or whatever, but I have been involved and those, I think most of you know who I am, but really started this whole direct sales program, the Thrive Life brand. And so this is my pride and joy, is this business. It's just the best business in the world. We'll talk about that today.
Well, we are so grateful to have you on here, Jason. And to just jump right in, Jason is here because you guys know that we're having some changes to the comp plan. And in fact, I don't want to say changes even. We're having upgrades to the comp plan that will start on August 1st, 1 week from today, which is so exciting. And so we wanted to just gather as a team and talk a little bit about not so much the nitty gritty of what are the changes and whatever. Any questions you have, please go ahead and put them in the chat and we'll make sure and get to those after at the end. But we want to talk about what can we do? Like, what are we going to do starting today to hit the ground running, to bless the lives of others? And also let's make some money. You know what I'm saying? So Jason has some words of wisdom prepared for us. And I got to just say, by way of introduction, I met Jason just maybe 6 weeks in as a brand new consultant. And when I heard him talking with his passion for direct sales and passion for being an entrepreneur and the freedom that it gives you, both financial and time freedom, I didn't know at the time the freedom that it would give me for confidence and abilities, but those were part of the package too, Chase. But when I heard him talking that first time, I knew, number one, that I was in the right place, and number two, that I could do it because Jason Norton said so. So I want you guys all to hear from Jason. So
Well, thanks, Sherry. That was a nice introduction. I can't believe it's almost 15 years since that time. It just blows my mind how fast time goes. And you know, you look back and we had this idea. When Jason Budge and I were roommates, and you know, we were very close in college, and we kept touch with each other in the after college. We went on you know, this vacation together with our old roommates. The only time we ever did it, and the whole time he just kept asking me about the direct sales industry, because that's where I had spent that up to 10 years up to that point. And I thought that's kind of weird. He's just keeps diving deeper and deeper. And then a few months later, he says, "Hey, come and meet with Steve and I." And so I went in and they sat and talked, and they said, "What do you think? We think that we've got a product here that would work really well in this industry." At the time, they were thinking home parties specifically. And so I went home, really thought about it, was in honestly kind of a dream job at the time, and paid very well, and came back and I said, "Yeah, I think you guys should do it, and I'll help you. I'll help you put a plan together, and I think you've got it." And they said, "No, no, no, we want you to partner with us. We want you in." And I said, "Okay, well, what would you pay me?" And it was about half of what I was making. And so, of course, the opportunity to have some ownership and be part of Thrive was part of it, but also as I caught the vision of the product, that there's nobody really in the direct sales industry that was selling food. You know, usually it's supplements or drinks or you know, oils or these types of things, but nobody really was doing a unique food, a few little things here and there. And I was very, also excited about the idea of that what this food could do, the long lasting, that it could really help people, be prepared. But it was also, they had built a brand, this Thrive brand that was delicious and it was good. Our family had already been ordering it. So at that time, I sat down and we developed a commission plan. And Jason, it was new to him, and he just kept asking me questions and why. And we got to this point where we had something we felt was really unique. It was kind of a hybrid, kind of a home party with a more of a team build in it, but this whole idea really of residual income. And what I wanted to talk about today is the business model. I mean, you guys have hopefully listened to some of the recordings or conferences to understand what the comp plan is. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to highlight a couple of things. But as Sherry said, we're enhancing it. We are we're keeping the base as it has been. The main general overall components of the commission plan is the same, but we have tweaked some things because we think it'll put more money in your pockets. We're not holding any money back. We're actually going to have to pay a little bit more with this. But what we believe is we've taken 2 years. Sherry knows this, Holly, all the leaders here on the call know, we've been talking about this for a long time, but it just didn't quite feel right. And as we kept talking and getting into it, we were a little afraid to make some adjustments, but then we at the end said, you know what? We need to make it how it would be if we were starting it brand new. So there's some things that are a little different. And it is basically really to help a couple of things happen. And number one, it's to get more money in people's pockets sooner. So it's newer people to get it in their pockets sooner. So I want to share a couple thoughts here. So I was reading this article just couple weeks ago, and it was in CBS News, and it said the typical American household is going to have to spend an additional $11,434 annually to keep the same standard of living as 2021. So that's 3 years ago. In 3 years, inflation has increased, but also just other things surrounding standard of living has become more expensive. And so when you look at that, most people, and probably everybody on this call, really is looking for ways to get additional income. And there's lots of different reasons why. It might be, because we want our children to be able to do more things. It might be for vacations. It might be just to be able to continue to live that same lifestyle that we're living now. And so, but what we know is right now, most all people in North America are looking for ways to make more money. That's just a fact. But most people are choosing, the typical way most people do it is trading time for money. Most jobs are, you work for an employer and they say, okay, here's the rate, you work these hours and you can do it. Now, people want flexibility as well. And there are some things that have come up since we started this business. When we started this 15 years ago, there was no Uber. The idea of paying some random person to drive you around was not a concept. And that has created an opportunity for flexibility that some people are kind of going that route or things like it. However, it's still trading time for money. And there's a lot of different flexibility type things where you can work from home. That was a big part for us, is to be able to say, flexibility, do your business mostly from home. So there are things out there. However, what's not is a lot of opportunities that provides residual income. And that's what we have to talk more about. We talked about this so much in the past. And what's kind of happened, I've seen, is we've gone from this pendulum to just kind of talking about the product so much. And just, by the way, there's something there, but there's not a lot of opportunities, and people don't understand the magic of residual income. And that is that you work really hard for a time, and then you're paid ongoing forever for that work you did. We have people in our business that worked their tails off for a few months early on, and they're still getting paid hundreds of dollars a month 15 years later. We have people that have worked their tails off for years, several years, and they're making thousands of dollars a month still. And then we have people that have stuck with it through ups and downs that have a very large business. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But I was talking to my son Parker. He's a 23-year-old college student, and he was looking for something that he could do just during the summer. And he's looking for different options, and it's just like, man, no, not a lot of people want to hire just for 2-3 months. And he said, but hey, my buddies, they just came to me and they said that I ought to go and sell insurance. And so I just kind of smiled and I said, okay, Parker, like, what do you know about it? Why would you want to do insurance? And he said, well, because they told me I could make good money. And I said, okay, well, are you passionate about insurance? Well, I don't know anything about it. Okay, well, so do you understand that the way insurance works is you're not going to be making any money until you go and you sell it. But then the great thing about it is you're going to be getting residual income. You're going to get passive income ongoing as long as they stay on that. He's like, oh, that's cool. And I said, do you know that that's what I do? He said, no. And I'm like, oh crap. My kids haven't even taught basic financial principles to my kids. And so, and he was like, oh, that's cool. And I said, so now you got to think about it. For you as a college student, you've only got 3 months and it's going to take some work and some time. And so we kind of worked through all of that. But the point is this: why did my son get so excited about selling insurance? All he knew is that he could make some good money. He didn't understand any of the details about it, but it was because he had some friends doing it that believed in it. And so he believed in it. That's it. And that's really the magic of this is when you get momentum and there's people that believe that they will make money, people that start to get money in their pockets quicker and see it, and then they start to get all this free product quicker and they see it, they tell others. And when that happens, we've seen it throughout the years, more times than others, magic happens. And then all of a sudden your teams start to grow and your commission starts to go. But what we have to do is get people excited and believe that what we have here is something they can make money for a long time. And as much as they put in it, they could make a lot or a little, but this whole concept of passive income. Okay. So, the point, Melissa asked me this right before the call. What is the main point that you want to get across? The point that I would like everybody to think about is, one, talk about this business model and that you can make ongoing money. Help them understand the concept. Number two is this whole idea that we're making this compensation plan is a product. I talk about it this way. Just like we go out and we sell freeze-dried food, the highest premium, best brand in the world, nobody can really even fight us against that, okay? But we've got this amazing product, but we also need to sell the business opportunity or the money, maybe not business, that can intimidate people, but the opportunity to make money. And with these changes, what I hope it does is it gets you excited to go out and talk about this. And not just, by the way, but people are looking for money, you have a great way to do it. You combine that with a product that's unique and there's nobody doing what we're doing. And the timing, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but in fact, I'll talk about it now. There has never been a time where the masses get emergency preparedness. COVID changed it. And now, where it was kind of maybe a little weird and just, people that are overly worried about things and don't trust the government or whatever, we're buying at preppers, whatever that might be. Now, the general mass knows that it's real because of what happened during COVID when our stores were empty at times. Right? And that whole idea of food security is very real and it's still fresh. So you think about that, but people don't know where to get it or how to do it or how to talk about it. And that's why we chose this model. It's not just going online. It's people like you helping them understand that you don't just go buy crap and add water and take it. You want to have good food like you eat every day, and you talk them through it and help them understand it. So the model and the timing is great. There's never been more of a demand. Now, I'll be the first to admit, emergency prep, there's things outside of our control where sometimes just the masses are more excited about it. And it's usually when they're more easy because of things uneasy when things are happening in the world. So there's ups and downs, just like any business. And sometimes there's more of swings. But when it comes down, it will come back up. And right now, with so many, you guys know the way the world is, people are uneasy, and we can help them have peace of mind. Okay. So my point is talk about it, talk about the business. People are looking for it, and the perfect match of something unique that nobody else is doing. Nobody's selling this kind of product, and especially with our model. Then the second thing is to say, look, with these commission plan changes, those that are coming in and getting started are going to make more money than they ever have. We're putting a lot more money and product in your pocket. So you can get to the rank of mentor. That should be the goal. When you get somebody in, you can get to the rank of the mentor, and you'll be making hundreds of dollars on a residual basis, a passive income that'll keep coming. And you can do that within a month to 3 months. Anybody can do that. Anybody. And now there's more opportunities. Yes, most on this call do it the standard way we've done it for 15 years, which is get out, hold a tasting, let them taste the food, get excited. It's the most effective way. It just is. But in addition to that, there's so many other ways. You can do it online. You can do one-on-one. You can go do shows, or you can do it through social media, YouTube. There's just so many ways now to get in front of people that we've never had before. It's not just one way to do it. And so when you think about that, people can get out in their own way and become a mentor and have hundreds of dollars in their pocket. And then when that happens, they, like my son, they talk to their friends and say, hey, this is a great way to earn some money. You ought to do it. And that's the number one reason people will do it, is because friends or people they trust believe in it and tell them, right? And tell them about it. And then they'll say, I'll give it a try. We have to talk, and we have to get people excited about that. And when they hit that mentor rank as our goal, that's the number 2, things start to happen. So what if you get people that start going, hit the mentor rank and want something more? We have a great business opportunity, not just some small residual income. We have a great business opportunity. Now, I know some of you have started business on your own. It takes investment, it takes time. For a long time, you're not making money, you're usually in debt. And so most people are a little nervous about going into business. A majority of people, very small percentage will do that. But a higher percentage will go in and they will get into a franchise. And the idea there is you don't have to create a new product. It's a product that you already know. You don't have to create marketing material. What you do is you buy into a franchise and you say, usually hundreds of thousands of dollars, you'll put it in, and then you'll have a chance to sell the product. Now, 2 of the biggest franchises are Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. Those are 2 of the biggest. Now, I looked this up. The average amount that a franchise owner is earning each year for one franchise at Chick-fil-A is $86,000. That's the average. Okay. The average now they don't have to invest as much in Chick-fil-A. Their model's a little bit different, less upfront investment, but you also don't make as much. But anyways, I'm not going to get deep into this. But McDonald's, you do have to make an investment, but the average is around $100K a month that you'll make at the end of the day, after all costs, the profit that you have in your pocket. Okay. Now, our model is more like a franchise. We have the product for you. We have the marketing materials. We have all the systems in place. All you have to do is go and introduce the product to people, right? And the difference is all you have to pay is $100 to have access to all this. A business that has been proven for 15 years now, that is just still scratching the surface, right? And when they understand that, the earning potential, that it's more than what you would make as a franchise of McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. We have people over the last 15 years that have literally made millions of dollars, okay? We have people that make well over 100 grand a year, McDonald's is around that. We have people making well over that. So it's just not known, guys. And that's why I'm saying we got to talk about it. We have to help people see it, because our opportunity is so great, but people still just don't know about it. And we have this hybrid model that's just different. It's not just your typical MLM or a home party. We've done things to be more like, it has an affiliate program. Now, Amit was on a call the other day, and Amit talked about how affiliate programs are growing. I've dived into this. We looked at doing some things with affiliate with a brand we had before called Ruby. And with affiliates, what it is affiliates, they go and they represent a brand, and then they'll go and spread it and push it, and then they'll get paid for a month or two at usually about 10%. But they only get paid for a month or two. For us, we're getting paid now 15%, and it's forever. It's ongoing forever. There's people that already think this way that are out there that we need to go and introduce and help them understand this, that this is a model that works. For people that are maybe influencers, they'll usually go and team up with a brand because they have 1 million followers or however many 100,000. And they'll say, hey, look, I'll introduce the product if you'll pay me. And it's usually about a $5,000 a fee for these guys, depending on how many followers they have. But then it's over. And what we're saying is, hey guys, come on, introduce it. And then you're going to get paid over and over and over because they're on the delivery program. Okay. So I'm just saying, this model, if people just get it, that are out there, these models that are growing, if they get what we're doing, that we have something special, they're going to want to try it. And we've got to talk about it more. So, people are looking for flexible income. They're looking for ways to earn money, the residual income, and they're looking for a unique product so that they can have flexibility, so that they can also have that extra income, because things are getting harder right now to maintain the standard of living that you want. Guys, timing is great. I think Sherry asked me, and others have asked me, timing wise, how do you feel about where Thrive is right now? I can honestly say to you, yes, there's ups and downs, and we didn't see COVID coming. You never know what's happening out there, but there's never been more awareness. We've never been so solid as a company. We've never had so many opportunities to get in front of people. We just need more people like you that are willing to really go get to work and try and build something that'll last you for a long time. And when you talk about the business, things will change. And when you talk about the combination together, people see, oh, this is more exciting than Chick-fil-A. This is more exciting than Uber driving. This is something that is special. And I'm so grateful that all of you guys can see that, and you guys have joined and be a part of it. So guys, that's my overall thought. I know I've rambled a bit, but I get excited and I can't help myself. So I will have a few thoughts here at the end, but I do want to turn the time over back to Sherry.
You're muted, Cher.
I can't hear you, Sherry. I think you're muted.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Melissa, for unmuting me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was just rambling about how great you are, Jace, that I was taking notes here on my Post-it note and like scribbling down all these insightful things, because truly, when you were saying that your son wants to share, he doesn't know anything about what he's talking about. Someone told him this was great. And that's our job as a consultant. I love that our title is consultant instead of rep or something else, because consultant means we're going to consult with someone. We are the expert to tell them this is what you want to do. So thank you, Jace. Okay, I want to introduce some of my very best friends in the world. We've got Holly Hardy on here. We've got Amber Spackman. We've got Jenny Tanner and Melissa Coombs. These are all high-ranking consultants, top leaders in the company. And we just want to talk about, like, here's this motivation that Jason gave us. Like, here comes some comp plan changes or enhancements or improvements. and what can we do as consultants to get this in front of people? So Holly, if you'll just take it right away and then everyone just follow boom, boom, boom right after, it'll be great. So Holly, you're up, and unmute. I'll give you that tip if you're muted.
Thank you, Sherry. Jason, it was so great to have you here, to hear from you again. I'm just going to change my view so I can see everyone's faces here. We are just really thrilled to be able to talk with you guys today. My name is Holly Hardy. I'm an Emerald executive. It will be 15 years in November that I joined this amazing company and worked hand in hand with Jason from the start. And then Sherry was one of my first consultants. And to be a part of this all these years, just like Jason said, and to receive an incredible paycheck 15 years ago. I still have customers from 15 years ago that were paid on. But with the new upgrades to this compensation plan, we are paid double the residual of those long-term staying on customers as well. And it just pumps me up because it was right when I started and I was doing parties consistently. I dove straight in, all intentional, to be sharing this, and through parties is the most effective way to do that. And I remember I got my first paycheck, and it was my first month in, and it was actually a good paycheck. And I had all this free food too. And Chris, my husband, came to me and said, wait, you get free food and income? He's like, what better business could you do? And as soon as he said that, it was just like, really? He was so grateful. I was so grateful. And it pumped me up even more of what we are offering to everyone with this opportunity. And we have this again with even better than what we had before. And we are getting the food in the home for you, all you consultants, as well as our new people, this income and food. What better business could we do? Jason, those numbers were staggering when you said 11,000 plus to get the same amount of, what we're doing in our life than in 2021. I feel that, and it's noticeable. I'm sure you all do too. We truly have this gift here at our fingertips to help people get free food for them, for now and for long-term storage. We know how important that is too. That's my passion, is that homes and families are prepared with food, but also healthy food, and earn an income while you're doing it. I'm blown away with this opportunity still. And we need to let people know this and feel it. Just like Jason said, that's why getting in front of people is so critical, so they can feel your passion and why this is so great. Now is the time to be doing that again. I've done a few different expos. I wasn't great on Facebook, and through our team trainings, we learned how to find local expos and different events going on in your area. And that's on some of my team things that you guys are all welcome to. But I tapped into those and found a homeschooling event. Then it came into this big preparedness at somebody's company. They were doing a big preparedness event, and just these different tapping into these different local things. And they were both, well, I think my one booth was $15, so 15, very inexpensive. And then the business one was free. And so getting in front of people, building up that customer base, booking the parties out of that, new deliveries, and sharing that opportunity. This does not end. And like Jason said, we have so many more ways to get in front of people than we did in 2009. When I began, it was parties, and I did a few expos. Mainly, I was just getting in homes, and they were coming to my home because I wanted everyone to know about this ground floor opportunity. And that's how I feel again now, you guys. This is ground floor opportunity with such a need. We need to be sharing this opportunity. You need to understand the comp plan and be passionate to share the opportunity to be able to make money, side income, or really grow a business. And that's, Jason, that's my other passion, is I didn't do this to have side income. I wanted to do this to build a lifelong residual business for me and my family. And it is actually extremely emotional to me, Jason, that 15 years later, we're still receiving food and income from this company all these years later. It's such a gift. And I want you guys to have that experience and for you to share that with others as well. So Amber Spackman is going to teach us the hows. How do we do it? What are some key points? And let's get ready to run. And today's the day because we want to fill up August. We want to be running. Amber, how do we do it?
Well, I'll tell you one way to do it. So I'm Amber, and I have been a consultant, let's see, 14 years. In July, it was 14 years. And I signed up under Jenny Tanner. She's my neighbor. And it has been a beautiful ride. I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. And these ladies, Holly, Melissa, Jenny, Sherry, all of you gals that I've worked with have helped me learn how to do what I do. And I appreciate that. And I remember having a conversation with my husband a few years ago. I was frustrated with certain aspects of my business. And he said, Amber, just do what you love in the business and you'll really, continue to enjoy it. And I've done that. I've ran with that. Holly mentioned booths. So here's our little sign-up sheet that I have at every booth and also that I have at every tasting. And that's important that you gather information from people. But getting in front of people is the key. And I often like to use little analogies of sharing things with people and why you love to share things with people. So for example, you're out with friends and you're trying to figure out where to go for lunch and you're like, oh, have you ever tried this place before? And let's go there. And then as you're sitting there, well, what would you recommend? What have you eaten here before? What's your favorite thing? And so that is sharing something you love and also letting people try it, like what we do in tastings. So I want people on the message or on the chat to type in the first thing they ever tried, Thrive Life item they ever tried, and what you thought about it. And I can read a couple of those in a minute, but it creates excitement when you try it. Jenny said she tried blueberries for the first time and it knocked her out. And for me, it was also the berries because I grew up on a berry farm. And so it was pretty awesome to have these high quality berries with a 25-year shelf life and the nutrition. And so this is the passion that you can share with people at a tasting and they can try the food and you get to see that light bulb go off in their head. Okay, so that's why I do booths. That's why I do tastings, is to get in front of people. Now, this is what I take to a tasting. I just had one last week and I'm having one tonight. And oops, I print them off. So the Nutri-Lock difference. And then I go over the difference between a store-bought strawberry and one that you can get in our cans and go over the Nutri-Lock difference. I then talk about the delivery as well. And monthly specials. Sorry, I've got this fake screen behind me, so it's doing that. And then also the kits, so the comp plan. So you talk about why you love the food, how to cook with the food, and those three things in there as well, how to get it. I actually take the chef pack. So we have 3 chef packs. I like to do the chicken one, and I cook from that. All of the work is done for you, basically. The recipes are in the chef packs. They tell you how to cook with the food. And then you just basically do one of the recipes that you love and show people how good it is, let them taste it. And then I encourage people to start there. If they've never tasted our food before, start with buying a chef pack because it's basically an education in a box. And then now with our new comp plan, this is going to be so awesome to even emphasize, not only do you get free food, but you also can earn an income, like what Holly said. What better business can you do? And so I cook with that. And then, of course, let people know how to get it. I also print off the wholesale price list. Yikes, this is crazy. I should have done slides, but I didn't. Anyways, the price list. And then also there is kind of a fun little step-by-step instructions on how to get the starter kits or the, anyways, you can't see that. Sort of. Well, that's a fail. Anyways, the step-by-step process on how to get the kits. Now it's changed over the years on how we finalize the sale at a tasting. And it used to be that we would write down you'd pass out an order form, but now they just do it on their phones. It's so easy. You tell them, go here, and they can simply order. The reason why I suggest starting with the chef pack, or any kind of pack, or the July specials, is because we have so much to choose from. They can just get completely overwhelmed at a tasting. So I'm like, just try this, and then you can order more things on the delivery as you start to get a list of your favorite things to do. But I agree with everyone that's going to talk on here today and what has been said. When you get in front of people, tastings work. They have always worked. You're getting in front of people, and I have built my business. I'm a platinum executive, and I have built my business through doing tastings and then encouraging my team members to do the same thing. Is it the only thing I do? No. I do online work. I send out an email, booths, tastings, they kind of work hand in hand with one another. And so there are many ways to do this business, but if you want to earn an income right now, pretty much everyone can take a little snack, or even if just a little container of chicken salad to one person and share with them. Because I didn't talk about one-on-ones. A lot of people might be hesitant to host an entire tasting with 5 to 10 people there, but they would be happy to have you come to their home, bring a little sample, talk to them about the food, and then possibly have a tasting after that. So yeah, if you want money in your pockets now, that's kind of a simple thing. It takes time to build up a business online. Some people have it already. They already have a following, so that when they become a Thrive Life consultant, then they can just fly with it. But most people don't. Most people are just starting from scratch, and that is an easy way to get started, is by doing like one-on-ones and other things. So let's see, the right-hand side here looks like we've got milk and corn. Corn was the first thing. I didn't break my teeth. It was soft and crunchy. That was Holly. Sherry was amazed by the corn too. Chicken by Susie. The corn, that seems to be a favorite by Kat. First thing I tried was strawberries and corn. Very impressive. That was Shauna. And then pineapple, absolutely loved it. Couldn't get the next package quick enough. That's awesome. And then the strawberries, the pineapple, strawberries, mushrooms. I love both. They taste great. This is Susan. I never have to toss strawberries or mushrooms out because they've spoiled. That's so true. So many of you on here can remember the first time you've tried Thrive and how excited you were about it. And that's kind of what we want to create. We want to create a culture in Thrive Life where we're having people try the food and then sharing their passion with others as well. So you can do it everywhere, but of course, I love tastings, one-on-ones, and booths. They're my favorite.
All right, it's my turn. I'm going to piggyback right on what Amber had to say. I am a platinum executive also, and I've been with Thrive for 14 years. Probably #1 fan. Actually, a lot of you would argue with me on that. But I did build my business for years and years and years on what Amber just talked about. That was magic for me, to do tastings and events. And I still have a deep love for those because they're so effective. If people get a chance to taste the food, that's it. That's all it takes. And to be able to, as Jason said, show them what Thrive has done for me financially and my family, it's magic. But kind of a weird thing about life. I thought that when I had my kids all raised and out of the house that I would have lots of quiet time, and I found that that's not true. So as my family grows and the demand for mom and grandma continues to grow, I found a need to look at other avenues as well in sharing Thrive. And I'm pretty excited about what I have learned and am learning, and I'm just going to share it with you. I'm just going to lay it out, the good, the bad, the ugly. One thing that I did that I learned quickly is just a complete waste of time and money, and that is throwing ads on Facebook or Google. You'll pay a lot of money I had big dreams of people falling in love with that beautiful image and clicking and buying cases of food from my website. And they didn't materialize. And I went back to school in marketing, and I learned why. That is not the way to market a product. And so as I was learning more and am learning more, and as I started experimenting and learning, I found that marketing online is very, very similar to marketing at a tasting and at an event. You still need to do all of the things that happen there. You need to develop a relationship with people. You need to, as much as you are able, give them exposure to the product. You need to, I wrote this down so I won't forget anything. You need to offer personalized service. Those dreams of people just anonymously clicking and buying, they don't really materialize. They still need and want a consultant. So you have to use that in your online marketing. For me, something that is huge that I can't say enough, probably the number one thing, you need to speak to your target market. So Jason talked a lot about the prepper market, and that is awesome. And that is actually the market that I have talked to for years and years and years. But as I started getting old and having some ailments and stuff, I started looking into different clean eating and things like that for my health. I wanted to be active and vibrant in my old age. And I discovered that Thrive was pivotal in that. I was like, oh my gosh, I could not even do this without Thrive. So the market that I target now is me, an older person who cares really a lot about their health, who's too busy and maybe hates cooking, and they want whole, clean, perfect food that is at their fingertips with no prep. So that is my market now. So I talk to them. And when I market online, and I'll tell you in a minute some of the things that I am doing online, I'm not shy about the fact that I am a Thrive consultant, and that's my main purpose in talking with them, because I tell them right up front in everything that I do, I couldn't do this without Thrive. So I'm going to just be putting this out here all the time. But I also share with them other wonderful things that help me. And so I am in that way developing a relationship with them. We're finding the things, they're seeing things that they have in common with me. And it's developing that trust and that relationship with them so that they're more likely to want to purchase from me when they're ready to do it. And then the most important thing of all is you must collect their information. You can't, that is the real backbone of marketing, is you need to have the control to be able to reach them. And so everything that I do online is crafted to that end, so that I can collect their information and reach them. So I want to talk about, I'm not fond of social media, Facebook, Instagram. I really did. I tried to do the reels. I tried to stay up on the things, and it's not me. It was a very difficult thing for me to do because it was not authentically me. I found it very difficult because it is so difficult. I don't know how else to put that. So I know that there are people even on this call who do well in social media. So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to do. And I will say that you will find it necessary in a lot of online marketing to have a Facebook business page and things like that. I do. And I have a Facebook group for people to join who want to talk about what we all like to talk about. So those are helpful. And the irony for me is that when I was trying to just bring people in with posting and reels and keeping fresh content up, crickets. Like, I'd have 2 people a month join. Now that I'm doing some other things, people are joining our Facebook group and our Facebook page like crazy. Well, like crazy for me. I would say an average of 1 a day, which for some of you is like, oh, ha, woo woo. But for me, it's huge. It used to be like 2 a month. So my audience is growing, ironically, now that I'm not concentrating on that, but I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. So here are the things that I think are most effective. I'm going to throw YouTube out there. And in my mind, for years and years and years, I've seen people be hugely successful with YouTube. But I thought, yeah, no, I'm never doing that. That is not for me. It's going to take a million years. Well, I've learned since then that YouTube is actually a hugely effective market, even for a new consultant. And the reason for that is a couple of things. One of them is search engine based. So if you title your videos correctly and you are speaking to your target market, people will search for certain things on YouTube, and as your channel grows, you will start to show up in the searches. This I am learning to be a true thing, even from experience. Number two, I thought that I had to be a really good editor. I thought I had to fix up every time. I thought I had to have perfect lighting, perfect sound. I learned that that is not true. People just want to find a community on YouTube. And so if you are talking to your target market and making videos, you can even just get on and ramble. You don't have to worry about being short. That's another thing that I always thought you have to be short. There are times when you do have to be short, but YouTube doesn't necessarily, is not one of them. So you can get on and really talk about what's bugging you and how you're fixing that, and your people will find you, and you can build a community that way. The other ones are webinars, a blog and a website, lead magnets, and then paid ads. I already said paid ads weren't very effective, but here's what we do. I'll just tell you what we are doing that is working for us. We have a paid ad that advertises a webinar that we have created that addresses our target market and their pain points, and how Thrive has made our lives so much better in trying to live this lifestyle. And so we advertise the webinar, and people leave their name and email for the privilege of watching our webinar, which we have recorded. And then we do have a blog and a website, which I used to also think out of reach. But I'm here to tell you that something I've learned is, again, as I've gone back to school, guess what my text materials are in school? They're YouTube videos. My instructors send me to YouTube videos to learn how to do marketing. So I am thinking that this is accessible to everyone. And I used to think too hard, too long, too expensive. I'm learning that that's not actually true. If you're willing to, if this is important enough to you, for me it is, because I will never leave Thrive. I will do it until I die. But the demands of family we're making it more difficult, so that the flexibility is so important to me that I'm going to do what it takes, right? And so that's why I took the time and the energy to start learning these things. So you might wonder about expense with paid ads and with a website. They're not actually that expensive. You can spend a small amount. I have discovered, after making many expensive mistakes, I will admit that the way that we're doing it is costing me about the same as when I did tastings, in-person tastings. So that has been a happy thing for me. And so by doing that, we gather in leads at a pretty astonishing rate, and they're quality leads. They're people who really care, people who care enough to also, as I said, join our Facebook group and our Facebook page, follow our Facebook page, who text me, who email me. And then the most important thing of all is these leads are then on our email list. You can call it a customer list, because some people don't like to do emails. Some people prefer text. Some people have not yet tapped into the importance of reaching the audience you already possess. But I would say that's probably the very most important thing you can do, is definitely be reaching out to the people that you have already gathered in. And so for us, it's an email list. Our email open rates are quite high, astonishingly high. And so as those people, as they give us their information, we start them on an email sequence where we talk about different things about the product that and other things that will be helpful to them, we hope. And then they're on our email list. So they're getting our monthly emails as well. So that exposure, that repeated exposure is very valuable in sales because people will buy. I had an individual reach out last week who wants to be a consultant. She has been on my email list for years. And those of us who have been in Thrive for a while, we can tell you that happens all the time. They will get your emails for years and nothing. And then suddenly they are ready to be a consultant or ready to purchase and start a delivery or whatever it might be. So I am a reformed, repentant online marketing hater. I don't hate it anymore. I think that there is something there. I think tastings and events are the most effective. It's almost 100% conversion rate with those. It's a little less with the online marketing, but we're gathering 500 leads a month of quality leads that will eventually be translating into sales. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything. I think that that's it. If someone asked what email program I use, I like Constant Contact, but I believe MailChimp is the one that corporate uses. I think it might be cheaper to start. I just got in the groove with Constant Contact years and years ago, and I'm too lazy to switch. So I still stick with them, and they're working well for us. So I guess I'm going to close with this idea. My favorite phrase comes from Michelle McCullough, and it is fail faster. And boy, have I failed in the last several months, guys. Fallen on my face. There have been times when I've been embarrassed, I've been discouraged, but as I said before, Thrive is that important to me. I'm going to keep going until I figure it out. And I'm going to also admit to you that our sales conversion hasn't been high, but we're new at this. We're gathering these wonderful leads. I still have to get those last puzzle pieces into place to get the sales happening. I wanted you to know that. But I have 100% confidence that that's on us, that we just have to, I'm gonna say, back in the early days of doing in-home tastings, that used to be a problem in in-home tastings as well. I would give the presentation, I would see their faces. They were so converted to this food. They wanted that food, but I did not invite them to buy it. I just said at the end of cooking for them and letting them taste it, I started cleaning up and said, if anyone has any questions, let me know. And wow, what a surprise. No one, people weren't buying. It was only when I actually learned to make the invitation and to assume that they wanted to buy it and to say, okay, what do you think would be better for you? Do you want to start with a chef's pack? Or they needed that. And as soon as I started doing that, the sales, literally, it's like 100% conversion rate. I'm exaggerating a little, but not much. So it's the same with online, and I'll get it figured out. But I'm very, very encouraged by what I'm learning and by the reach that can come with online marketing. Hope I haven't talked too long. I'm going to pass the baton to Melissa, who's going to expand on that even.
Thanks, Jenny. I've really appreciated everything everybody's shared. I just have one quick tip that I've been thinking about a lot that I want to share. First of all, I'm Melissa Coombs, and I am a gold executive, and I've been with the company almost 11 years. I can't believe it. And I knew about it for 3 years before that and refused to join. And that's one of my regrets in my life, but that's okay. I'm here and I'm staying forever. Okay. So with this new compensation plan, I am so excited about it. And it is so suited for influencers. And so I just want to give you a quick little thought about this. We've already, mentioned how this is great for influencers and doing online. Okay, but what's one way? I'm busy. I'm busy, like Jenny was saying. I am such a busy person right now. I'm about to have 8 grandbabies under 4 years old. I am needed in my family. And so I'm not doing as many tastings and expos as I used to, because that is how I built my business. That's how I started. And there's, in other ways too. But the thing that has been really on my mind is seeking after influencers. And that is something that each one of us can do. It is very easy and we can do it from home behind our computer. And what I mean by that is when you're on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or whatever it is that you happen to watch, there are people that you look at and watch and learn from, right? So as you're doing that, look for the ones that you think they could incorporate Thrive Life into what they do. It could be anybody. I personally am going to start looking for people who have a smaller following because I feel like they're more reachable and approachable than some of the really big, huge influencers. They're hungry. You know, these people who are small and they're learning and growing. They're just hungry for new ways to share and grow their business. And so Thrive, I think, is perfect. But I want you to think of who you learn from. Do you follow people who share recipes or even like specific diets like keto or whole foods, plant-based, vegetarian, bright line eating, whatever it is? Do you follow people? You see recipes all the time. Who's posting them? What about hiking or backpacking people, homeschooling moms, campers or RVers, school teachers, preppers, busy moms? There's so many people who do mom hacks, tons of women who do mom hacks. And I was talking to one, she wants to do like a food prep one. And she thought this would be so great. A Thrive Life food would work really great with her. Do you watch people who are empty nesters and they're just cooking for 2 people? What about a single person cooking for 1? I had a lady reach out to me and said, this food is perfect for the blind community because they have a hard time with food, chopping and peeling and doing all those things and handling raw meat. The blind community, have you ever thought about that? Fitness people, what about there's just people who share the sales and specials from their favorite products. That's all they do. They just share their favorite things. So I want you to think about those people. Who are you watching on social media and who are you learning from? This food blesses every kind of lifestyle. So check that out and then start reaching out to people. And then I was like, well, how do you reach out? What do you say? Like, first of all, you have to go research. You have to go do a tiny bit of research, look them up, see how they like to be spoken to. Do they want an email? Usually emails are a little more, I don't know what the word is, reputable than sometimes a DM that comes into their like message box. Okay. And so, but here is what it has been suggested. You need to tell them what you like about their content, why you think they'd be a good fit to work with Thrive Life, and then you tell them what Thrive Life could offer them. Just 3 simple things. And I'll give you like a quick example. It's not well done, okay? It's just like a quick rough example that I wrote out. It's actually somebody else's example and I tweaked it just a tiny bit. Said, hi, I follow you on Instagram and love all the healthy recipes that you share. I especially love your Baja shrimp tacos. So I told them that I follow them, that I like what they're doing, and I pay attention to their content, right? My name is Melissa Coombs, and I'm a consultant with Thrive Life. We sell healthy, clean, freeze-dried food, and I can't read my writing there. And then I wrote a little note that says something like, that has a long shelf life, but also is super easy to incorporate in your everyday recipes. And I said, this food can save you time in the kitchen and save money in your grocery budget. And I know your audience would love it. Since you promote healthy food and speak to target audiences, our target audience, I think you would also be excellent at promoting Thrive Life foods. Then you can talk to them a little bit about the compensation plan and tell them how they can continue to make money on residual orders and get free food. And this is a great thing. Anyway, you just tell them a little bit of something. I would keep it short, but give them enough information to make it appealing to them. But that's what you do. So that's just my only tip today is to go look at the people who you watch on social media and then reach out to them and see if they're interested in becoming a part of Thrive Life because they're going to benefit. It gives them another. Did you know some of these influencers have 150 companies that they are affiliates for? Our compensation plan now perfectly aligns with somebody who wants to just have an affiliate type relationship with Thrive Life. So that's all I'm going to say. I just think I'm going to go after this pretty hardcore. Just wanted to bring it up to y'all and say, go for it. Just try and see what happens. I think it's a great way to get in front of a lot of people really super fast and help really spread the word about Thrive Life and the great opportunity that we have. All right, Sherry, you're up.
That's awesome, you guys. We have learned so much of ways to get in front of people with events, with tastings, with one-on-ones, with online marketing, and going after others who are in the online marketing world. There's so many ways to share. And I just want to leave you with this one little key. And that is, how Jenny was talking about converting our contact into sales. And Jenny touched on, I've been a consultant for almost 15 years, I guess 14 and a half. And in the early days of just doing home parties, I was just like Jenny. Well, I mean, I was worse than Jenny because I didn't even take samples of food for people to taste. But, so all of you are going to do better than me, no matter how you're sharing. But regardless, at the end, I wouldn't tell them you want to join the delivery. You want to become a consultant. Here's the reasons why. Remember what Jason said about his son. The buddies are like, you want to sell insurance. I mean, that sounds like I almost would rather poke my eyes out. You know what I'm saying? But when the friends say you want to, then you say, oh, maybe I do. I actually do. So as consultants, we want to bless people's lives by not just blabbing to them about this amazing food with amazing nutrition and amazing flavor and amazing shelf life, and you happen to be able to also make money doing this, right? And then we just walk away. We want to bless them by saying, here's how. Join the delivery. Purchase this consultant starter kit. Let your life be blessed. So I want you guys to think in these next couple days leading up to August 1st, what are you going to do? And you don't even have to choose one. You can do all the things. You can share in all the ways. The key is share. That's the key. So take some time and think, what do I want? Like Holly said, I wanted to make a serious business. I wanted to make money. That's what I wanted also. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe you just want to make a little extra income, and maybe you want to have a lot of free food, which you guys, we get a lot of free food in this business with the new comp plan, like so much free food. So, you know me, I can't start talking unless I'm going to blab a little tiny bit about numbers. So you guys don't leave. Don't leave. You know how it says I'm leaving the chat or leaving the meeting because Sherry started talking about numbers. It's going to be brief. Okay. I promise you. The first goal, Jason talked about this main goal of getting to mentor. Okay. Hitting the rank of mentor is life-changing money. That $300 to $500, it's consistently coming in. It can be residual. I want to give you 2 baby steps to get to mentor. The first one with our new comp plan, the first goal is get yourself to $1,000 in sales monthly. Okay. You guys, that's like 10 delivery customers. I mean, I don't know if I can think of 10 friends. Well, I have 11 siblings. So, right off the bat, I could think of 10 friends, right? But your friends have friends that aren't your friends that you don't know yet. Think about that. Every person has their own circle. You can very quickly get 10 delivery customers that are shopping monthly, and you have $1,000 in sales. Now, let me tell you what this gives you. This gives you $100 of free food every single month. You guys, did you hear what I just said? $100. Can you imagine every month as you're checking out right now, in your own delivery, and you look down in the little spot that says that you can apply Thrive credit and it says $100? You're just going to punch that in. I would like to use that right now, Thrive. Thank you very much. I kiss your face, right? Get to that $1,000 mark. That's your first goal. Okay. So I'm going to say, what's your first goal? Get to $1,000. Okay. That's 10 delivery customers. The second goal that's going to help you get to mentor is now find 5 more delivery customers. Get yourself to 1,500 in team sales / personal sales. You can get there yourself, right? That gets you to the rank of ambassador. Now, the power of the rank of ambassador is this. Let's say I'm getting myself to 1,500 in sales and I am getting all this free food. And I'm saying to myself, this is amazing because this food is expensive. Life is expensive. Gassing up my car is expensive. Going to the grocery store is expensive. Getting my kids' school clothes is expensive. Like, life is expensive right now. People are looking for some extra money, and people want, like Jenny was talking about, the nutrition, and like Jason was talking about, the shelf life. Like, people want this food, and that price tag could be a deterrent. It even for some people could be, can I buy Thrive food or can I pay my power bill? Right? And you can say, why don't you get Thrive food, pay your power bill, and have some extra income coming in? It costs you 99 bucks. Become a consultant, tell people about this amazing food, tell people about this amazing opportunity for business. And as you are a mentor, tell other people to reach for that. Now we're going to do some hard math here. We need $3,000, like Jason said, to hit the rank of mentor. How many ambassadors do we need to get there? Two ambassadors, because 1,500 plus 1,500 is 3,000 plus your own personal sales. You're already past that mark. So to hit mentor is you simply telling other people, you want some free food? You want some extra cash? Come be a consultant with me. And I'll just tell you, that is what Holly Hardy did for me almost 15 years ago. She hunted me down and like basically put me in a headlock and said, you're doing this thing that you never thought you wanted to do. And I just got to say, Holly, thank you. Thank you. You guys, she didn't put me in a headlock. I promise you. I would have won because, I'm strong. But truth
It's
be
an
told, I
emotional
am so
headlock.
big.
She's done that to me before. I know what it is. It's emotion. It's like mental headlock.
You hit the nail on the head, Melissa. And you guys, she was a good consultant for me. She listened to me. She listened to my needs, and she saw and showed me how Thrive can fill those needs. She did not just start packing up her food like Jenny and I did at the end of tasting. She showed us how, and that is our job. That is our job. Tell people about this amazing business opportunity. Tell people, if you want this food, being a consultant is the best way to get it. And so I just want to just turn just a minute over to Jason, and then we're ending here. Jace, do you have any final words of wisdom, and then you can send us off?
Well, I love everything that was said today. And I mean, everybody that talked today is doing it. And they're telling you what they're actually doing. It's just not talk. And people on this call have seen great success, and believe them. I'm asking you to believe and do. And I think a lot of people that are consultants right now maybe are wondering, I've tried, can this really work? What's different? And there's a couple quotes I want to share today. First is from Thomas Edison. He says, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try one more time." So my first message to all of you is try one more time. Get out there and do it. Like, really do it. Don't just kind of do it. Like, dive in and try. The second quote from Winston Churchill: "Success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It's courage to continue that counts." Just because Holly, Sherry, all these guys that talked today have seen success, it's not the end of their success. What they can have much more success if they decide to keep pushing this, which they have. They've decided that. Those of you that maybe have seen maybe as a failure of some sort, did it kill you? What did it really do if you went out and tried and you didn't quite get what you wanted? Failure isn't fatal. It's in, like, I love what Winston Churchill said, it's courage to continue that really counts. And that's what I'm asking you to do, is go out and give it a try. We are making these changes because we know it'll put more money in people's pockets. We're doing this because we know that it will help. But if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. So get out and give it a try. And yourself, if you're not mentor yet, give yourself the time in the next 2 to 3 months that you will hit it yourself and help others hit affiliate, just like Sherry said. I love the numbers she did. It's real. It's very doable for anyone to hit that rank and just get out there, but you've got to act. But guys, this is a proven business model, and now it just got a little bit better. This is not just some idea like it was 15 years ago. That I remember Holly called me up once, a few weeks into it. I was in Idaho for a vacation, or for Thanksgiving, and somehow she got my number. I got this phone call, a brand new consultant, and she started asking me questions. I don't remember what the detailed questions were, but I knew who she was. I'd heard about her, and I heard she was excited. But on the other end, she really wanted to understand, and I answered a question, says, "All right, this is awesome. We're going." A month later, she's hitting these ranks. She believed in it, and she went for it before anything happened, and others believed. And that's what I'm saying. Just like my son, if others can feel your excitement about it and your belief in it, and you truly believe and go after it, you'll start to see things happen. It all starts right here. And the model's already proven. It's do you believe right here? And then will you do it? So thank you guys. It's been an awesome call. Love this group, and exciting things ahead. The future is very bright. So thank you very much for having me today.
Thanks, Jace. Thanks you all for coming on. Love you. Have the happiest day.